Good morning and welcome to Vienna. We are live from the European Handball House, the headquarters of the European Handball Federation, where the draw for the EHF European League Men group phase will start in just a couple of moments. The 2026-2027 season of the European League starts in the new format. We have 32 teams seeded directly into the group phase, with the teams from the EHF Champions League joining them at the later stages of the competition. The new season promises a lot of excitement, but the last one also did not disappoint when MT Melsungen lifted the trophy for the first time in their history in front of the full arena in Hamburg. Let's have a look first at the top 10 goals from the previous season. Some amazing goals and actions from last season, and we are sure that the new one will offer even more excitement. And one thing we're also sure about is that the EHF Finals Men 2027 will again be held on the neutral ground in Hamburg. The active city of Hamburg and Barclays Arena will host the EHF Finals for the fourth time in a row, establishing itself as the second flagship venue for the European handball. Before we start with the 2026-27 draw for the European League Men, I would like to welcome with us here in the studio President of the EHF, Mr. Michael Widerer. Michael, the season starts with the new playing system and the confirmation that Hamburg will once again be the host of the EHF Finals. What are your expectations for the new season in this new format, as well as establishing Hamburg as the neutral venue for second-tier competition?
It's the first time that we play the European League Men in the new format, and we are really looking forward to exciting games. Also understanding that the level will even increase by having later on teams from the Champions League in the competition. So we can only expect the best for the upcoming season, and this will climax in the Final Four situation in Hamburg. Third time in a row, and as it was always the wish of the clubs and internally discussed to move the finals to a Final Four event, we succeeded to find with Hamburg a good partner and a perfect venue for this tournament. And therefore, let's look forward to the upcoming season, to the exciting matches, and finally to the exciting Final Four.
Thank you, Michael. We are now ready to proceed with the group phase draw for the EHF European League Men group phase. 32 teams have been divided into 4 pots and will be drawn into 8 groups from A to H. The order in which pots will be drawn is 1 to 4. On your screen now you can see all 32 teams, which are divided into 4 pots. However, for detailed explanation and the draw itself, I leave the floor to the EHF Chief Sports Officer Markus Glaser and the EHF President Michael Widerer.
And thank you for the introduction. We heard where we are going to end with the competition in 2027. We are very happy to be in Hamburg once again, and it will be a fantastic weekend. But there is a lot to do until we get there, not only for the EHF, but especially for the teams and the players and the staff. We have a lot of matches coming up. There is a new format without qualification. That means what we are doing today is we are already drawing all the 32 teams into 8 groups of 4 teams. And the teams have been divided into 4 pots according to the newly published club ranking that we established for the 26-27 season. There is a country protection that we need to consider, and we have a number of federations which are represented in the competition with more than 1 team. That means the country protection will accompany us all the way through the draw, and I will give more explanation once we get to the individual stages. All right? So the teams are always in the blue balls, and the groups are in the white balls. Pot number 1 has 8 teams, and all these 8 teams, of course, can go to any of the groups. Therefore, we have a very straightforward start into the draw. We will take 1 team and then decide in which group the team is going all the way through in row number 1. And with this, I think we are ready. So we start off with the team of Idurek Bidasoa from Irún in Spain. And the group for Idurek Bidasoa is Group B. We continue with Ika Sävehof from Sweden. Sävehof takes top position in Group D. Next up is SK Flensburg-Handewitt from Germany. Flensburg-Handewitt will go to Group E. Then we go on with Sport Lisboa Benfica from Lisbon in Portugal. Benfica will play in Group F. We have a team from North Macedonia, Eurofarm Pelister from Bitola. Pelister will go to Group G. Then there is Mol Tatabanya from Hungary. Tatabanya goes to Group H. Handball Club Nexe from Nasice in Croatia. Nexe takes position in row number 1 in Group A. And to conclude, there is the team from Izvijac from Ljubuški in Bosnia-Herzegovina. There is only one group left for Izvijac, and this is Group C. And with this, we concluded the draw for row number 1.
Thank you, Markus. The first 8 teams have been drawn into their groups. Now we will see who will join them from pot 2, where we will have the following teams. Valur from Iceland, Kadetten Schaffhausen from Switzerland, Elverum Handball from Norway, Limoges Handball from France, HCB Karvina from Czechia, Freikin Balonmano Granollers from Spain, Tatran Prešov from Slovakia, and Gummersbach from Germany. We are ready to start with the pot 2.
In pot number 2, we already need to consider the country protection, as I said before. We have the team of Granollers from Spain, which already has a team in the competition in row 1. Same holds true for Gummersbach from Germany. That means Granollers and Gummersbach are separated for the first part of the draw, and they will come in later on, because the other 6 teams that we have in the blue balls can go to any of the 8 groups. That means we will first draw those 6 teams to any of the 8 groups, and afterwards, depending on the result of the draw, we either have to allocate Granollers and Gummersbach, or we can draw them if the groups are still available for them. So we start with the team. And the first team in row number C2 is Karvina from Czechia. Karvina goes to position 2 in Group F and joins Benfica. We continue with Kadetten Schaffhausen from Switzerland. Kadetten goes to Group C, and they will have to play Izvijac. Tatran Prešov from Slovakia. Prešov goes to Group D and will face Sävehof. Next up is Valur from Reykjavik in Iceland. Valur goes to Group H and will face Tatabánya. Elverum Handball from Norway. Elverum goes to Group A and they will have to play versus Nexe. Limoges Handball from France. Limoges goes to Group B. We have now drawn the 6 teams that could go to any of the groups. And if we just quickly look at the situation after we drew those 6 teams, we still have Group E open with Flensburg, and we have Group G open with Pellister. We have, as I said before, a German team and a Spanish team, which is still on the pot. Consequently, we cannot freely draw the remaining 2 teams. We have to allocate, as we have to make sure that Gummersbach is not going into the group of Flensburg. We will therefore, just to make sure that everything went in the right way, we will open the teams and then we will allocate to the group where they have to go, in this case, as a result of the draw of the first 6 teams. So the team of Gummersbach, by respecting the country protection, they cannot go to Group E, therefore Gummersbach must go to Group G. And then we open the last of the teams, which is Freikin Balonmano Granollers, and Granollers will join Group E and meet Flensburg. And by this, we concluded the draw for row number 2.
Thank you, Markus. We are halfway there. 2 more pots to come. On your screen, you can see the results of the first 2 pots. Here are the teams from pot 3 that wait for their opponents. It's Sesvete Triglav Osiguranje from Croatia, Hafnar Fjordur from Iceland, Buzău from Romania, San Rafael Var Handball from France, Grossist Slovan from Slovenia, Chambéry Savoie Handball from France, Batco Balonmano Torre la Vega from Spain, and Logroño La Rioja from Spain as well. We can continue now with pot 3.
As we just saw, the teams in pot number 3, we cannot draw the groups anymore. We have to allocate the teams because of the many possibilities in the country protection that we need to respect. We have teams from Croatia, Spain, France, and Slovenia, and we therefore will draw those teams first and allocate the teams to the first group, starting with Group A, following A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, where they are free to go by respecting the country protection. So we will open the first team and then we will see where the team can go. So we have Saint Raphael Var Handball from Saint Raphael in France. There is no team in Group A. We can therefore allocate Saint-Raphael to Group A. And we can continue with the next team. We have another team from France, which is Chambéry-Savoie-Mont-Blanc Handball from Chambéry in France. As you can see, there is already a team in Group B, Limoges, Chambéry can therefore not go to Group B, they must go to Group C, and we leave open Group B for the next team, which can go there. Next up, from Iceland, Hafnarfjörður. There is no team from Iceland in Group B, which we did not use before. Therefore, Hafnarfjörður joins Bidasoa and Limoges in Group B. From Croatia, it is the team of Sesvete Triglav Osiguranje. We have no team from Croatia in the next available group, which is Group D. We can therefore place Sesvete together with Sevehof and Prešov to Group D. Batco Torrelavega from Spain is the next team that we need to allocate according to the possibilities. We have Granollers in Group E. We therefore need to move on with Torrelavega to Group F. So Torrelavega goes to Group F together with Benfica and Carvina. And we have one team left to draw. And this is the team of Logroño La Rioja from Spain. Once again, we have an open group, which is Group E, but Group E already has Granollers. We therefore cannot put Logroño in Group E, and they must move forward to the next available group for them, which is Group G. Therefore, Logroño joins Pellister and Gummersbach in Group G. And we have now two teams left which do not have any team from the same country, neither in pot 1 nor in pot 2. And these are the teams of Buzău from Romania and Slovan from Ljubljana in Slovenia. We will therefore now continue in the same way. We will draw one of the two teams, and the first team that comes out, logically, as we can see, will go to Group E, and the second team afterwards to the only remaining group afterwards, which is Group H. So it is Handball Club Buzău from Romania. They will join Flensburg and Granollers in Group E. And to conclude, it's Grosist Slovan from Ljubljana in Slovenia. They will go to the only remaining position in Group H and will have to play Tatabánya and Valur. And with this draw of Slovan, we concluded pot number 3.
Thank you again, Markus. One more pot to go. Last 8 teams are waiting to find out who their opponents are. And these 8 teams are CSM Bucuresti from Romania, Maritimo da Madeira from Portugal, Águas Santas Milanesa as well from Portugal, Morsti Handball from Denmark, Bergischer HC from Germany, TTH Holstebro from Denmark, Wżabrze Gdańsk from Poland, and Hammarby Handball from Sweden. We are ready for pot 4.
Pot 4 has exactly the same procedure as we just did in pot number 3. The only difference is that we have only 5 teams that we can draw first. We have there teams from Germany, Portugal, Romania, and Sweden, which we have to keep apart from their other teams in pot 1, 2, or 3. We will therefore repeat the procedure. We will take one team of those group and allocate them from group A, B, C, D in the order as they have a group available for them. And here we start with Hammarby from Sweden. Hammarby can peacefully go to group A. We have no team from Sweden in group A and join Nexe, Elverum, and Saint Raphael, and we actually concluded the first of the 8 groups. The team of Marítimo da Madeira from Madeira in Portugal. Madeira has to avoid, of course, Group F with Benfica. Therefore, Madeira can go to Group B, where they will meet Bidasoa, Limoges, and Hafnarfjordur. We continue with CSM from Bucharest in Romania. There is no team from Romania in Group C. CSM therefore takes position number 4 in Group C and will be together in the group with Izvijac, Kadetten, and Chambéry. Bergischer Handball Club from Germany. The next group in the order is Group D. Group D does not have a team from Germany, and therefore we can place Bergischer HC to Sevehof, Prešov, and Sesvete in Group D. And the last team of those teams which already have another team from the country is Águas Santas from Portugal. There is no team from Portugal in Group E, and therefore Águas Santas can go together with Flensburg, Granollers, and Buzao to Group E. And with this step, we have respected the country protection. We now have 3 teams left, which is Morstu and Holstebro from Denmark, and a team from Gdańsk from Poland. We do not have any other team from Denmark or Poland. We therefore can now take those 3 teams, and they will be allocated in the order as they come out of the pot to Group F, Group G, and Group H. And here we have the team of Holstebro from Denmark. Holstebro takes row number 4 in Group F and will have to face Benfica, Carvina, and Torre la Vega. team number 31, if you want to say so. Wybrzeże Gdańsk from Poland. The team of Gdańsk will go to Group G. They will play Pelister, Gummersbach and Logroño La Rioja. And the very last team for today is Mors 2 from Denmark again. Mors 2 can go to Group H, row number 4. They will be with Tatabánya, Valur and Slovan from Ljubljana, and as I just said, Mors 2, which concludes the last of the available positions, and therefore we had a correct procedure. We respected the country protection. We followed the seeding in the 4 pots, and therefore we have concluded the draw.
Thank you, Markus. Thank you, Michael. The starting grid for 2026-27 EHF European League Men is now set. On your screen, you can see the overview of all 8 groups. The first of 6 rounds of the group phase will start on 29th of September, and Tuesday stays as the playing date for EHF European League Men. The first and the second place teams in each group will secure their spots for the playoffs, where they will be joined by third and fourth place teams from the EHF Champions League group phase. To stay updated on the competition, follow our website, eurohandball.com, and dedicated European League social media channels. Thank you very much for joining us today. I wish you a pleasant afternoon. Goodbye.